The name Zidane carries the weight of a kingdom, a legacy etched in gold and glory across the history of football. But in 2026, a single moment of impact threatened to shatter that legacy for the next generation. This is the story of Lucas Zidane. To understand Luca, we must look back at his father. The man who conquered the world in 1998 and defined an era. The stadium went silent as Luca remained on the turf. The diagnosis was devastating, a severe jaw fracture requiring immediate surgery. In a sterile hospital room, the dream felt further away than ever. The World Cup was weeks away, and Luca's jaw was wired shut. The physical pain was immense, but the psychological toll was heavier. How do you maintain the spirit of a warrior when you cannot even speak? Recovery was a grueling cycle of liquid diets and cautious rehabilitation. Every day was a race against a clock that wouldn't stop ticking. While his teammates strained in the sun, Luca worked in the shadows of the gym, pushing his body to heal faster than humanly possible. Algeria waited with bated breath. Will their star goalkeeper return in time, or will the Zidane name be absent from the world stage? Sports remind us of our fragility, but also our resilience. Luca's journey is a testament to the fire that burns within a true competitor. Will he make it? Only time will tell. Stay tuned for more updates on this incredible story of heritage and hope. As days passed and Luca began his recovery, the uncertainty grew. Was the bone healing properly? Were there complications? Could he accelerate his rehabilitation without risk? Should he even attempt to return so quickly? These questions consumed conversations among medical staff, club officials, and the Algerian Football Federation. While Luca struggled with his recovery in a hospital bed, the situation took on a larger significance. In Algeria, his injury became national news. Not simply as a sports story, but as a matter of genuine national concern. Algeria's Football Federation had built their World Cup squad with specific personnel. Lucas Zidane was part of that architecture. As a goalkeeper developed in European professional football, he represented a certain level of experience and quality. The coaching staff had planned with him in their squad. Tactical preparations assumed his availability. Team chemistry had been built with him integrated. Now suddenly that plan was in jeopardy. The Algerian media covered the situation intensely. Every update on Luca's condition was reported. Every medical consultation was analyzed. Commentators debated whether he could return in time. Supporters expressed their concerns and their hopes. The injury had become a national issue because Luca's participation or absence could meaningfully affect Algeria's tournament chances. Furthermore, there was the symbolic dimension. Lucas Zidane, the son of a legend, was competing for Algeria. For a nation with deep connections to that legendary family, there was something poignant and significant in that choice. He represented a bridge between Algeria and global football excellence. His presence in the squad carried meaning beyond statistics and tactical formations. Zidane himself was reportedly closely monitoring his son's recovery. The father who had achieved heights of glory now watched helplessly. In interviews, expressed his hopes for a full recovery and his confidence in his son's strength. But even a legend cannot accelerate bone healing. As the World Cup approached, the situation remained unresolved. Luca's jaw was healing, but the pace was uncertain. Medical teams continued their monitoring. Rehabilitation proceeded gradually. The question remained suspended in time. Would he be ready? Different scenarios were considered. Could Luca return to training before the tournament began? Could he participate in warm-up matches to test his fitness? Could he be included in the squad even if his first appearance came during the tournament itself? Or would the injury force his exclusion entirely? The Algerian Football Federation faced difficult decisions. They had to balance hope with realism. They had to consider Luca's well-being. Rushing a player back from a jaw fracture too quickly could cause serious complications, but they also had to consider their tournament prospects. Every player on the squad mattered. Every absence created ripple effects. Coaches began contingency planning. The situation also attracted international attention. Lucas Zidane's injury became a story covered by major sports media outlets across Europe and beyond. Questions circulated about whether the son of a legend would be able to compete at the tournament himself. Why was this injury so significant? On the surface, it might seem that one player's injury is simply part of professional football. Players get injured, teams adapt, but several factors made this situation extraordinary. First, there was the timing. The injury occurred at the worst possible moment during the critical phase. Second, there was the player's significance. Lucas Zidane is not an anonymous squad member. His name carries weight. Third, there was the injury's nature. A jaw fracture is serious. Recovery cannot be rushed. Fourth, there was the national dimension. Algeria's World Cup squad represented the nation's hopes. Finally, there was the psychological element. The injury represented a potential end to a dream. In Algeria, the response was one of concern mixed with cautious optimism. Supporters expressed sympathy, social media filled with messages of support. The international community covered it as a human interest story. Zidane, despite his status, became publicly associated with the situation. The medical dimension became part of the broader conversation. Lucas Zidane's jaw fracture in early 2026 became far more than a simple sports injury. It was a test of character, determination, and resilience. For Luca personally, the injury represented a crossroads. For Algeria, the situation highlighted the delicate balance between hope and realism. What do you think about this story? Do you believe young players should return from serious injuries quickly? Or should medical timelines always take precedence? Share your thoughts below.